Díomh thuirte fáile thar leis. This is going to be hopefully a quick video, just so I can explain generally how vowels work in language. This is not going to be specifically about Irish, but it will help with my up and coming videos, just in case you wanted to look into things further. It's not technically going to be part of my series on pronunciation. So, how do vowels work? I mentioned before, a vowel, forget about spelling. A vowel is any open sound. E, a, u, etc. Right? As opposed to a consonant. To make a vowel sound in any language, you need to know three features of that vowel. You need to know three things: how high or low the tongue is when you make the vowel, how front or back the tongue is, and how rounded or unrounded your lips are. Take E, for example. E is a high vowel, a front vowel, so you can feel your tongue going E, E, E. And it's also unrounded, right? So your lips aren't rounded at all. These three things basically allow us to make a chart that can represent where your tongue is, where you produce a vowel sound, right? So this type of vowel chart comes in this shape, and you can plot every vowel in any language on this chart, right? So roughly, a chart of this shape represents the shape of your mouth, right? So the slanted line is the front of your mouth, the back column is the back of your mouth, the bottom is the bottom of your mouth, and the top is obviously the top of your mouth. And you can get a feel for this chart where, these vowels actually lie on the tongue if you say the vowels E as in see, A as in cat, A as in hot, and U as in who. So if you say E, A, O, U, E, A, O, U, you can feel your tongue moving to the different corners, each corner of that chart. And so basically every vowel lies somewhere within that space. And if the vowel is rounded, let's say you want to plot on the chart the difference between the English sound E as in see and the German sound Ü. The only difference between those two vowels is that the German sound Ü is rounded. So basically, on the chart you put E, the symbol for E, on the left side of the line, and the symbol for Ü on the right side of the line. And that basically leaves you with this, which is the official chart of pronunciation symbols for every single vowel that can possibly exist in any language. And you can basically go and look all of these up there. You can find sound files so you can hear exactly how these are pronounced. And this will be really important for Irish if you want to hear what the difference between Irish vowels and English vowels are, because most learners will assume that a lot of them are the same when they aren't. With that, you can also chart all of the vowels in any language. So this would be like all of the vowels for a standard English speaker. Here would be a chart for general Munster Irish vowels. And you can see how they're very, very different. Furthermore, vowels can be long or short. Compare the O sound in hot versus the O sound in father. They're the exact same quality, what we call quality. So height, front or back, and round rounding makes a unique quality, right? So E is one quality of vowel, U is one quality of vowel, I is another one, E is another one, right? They share similar things, but as long as there's one difference, it's considered a different quality. And yes, so if you compare the vowel in hot versus the vowel in father, they're the same quality of vowel, they just differ by length. So vowels can differ by length in duration. Vowels can also be combinations of vowels, like more than one vowel. Compare the sounds so that's one vowel sound. Two together, like I, that's two vowel sounds. You're combining and E. Or in some languages, you can find even three vowel sounds together, like I think I mentioned this in another video. The Southern British English pronunciation of this word as awa. That's combining three vowel sounds together. U. One vowel sound is called a monophthong. Two vowel sounds together is called a diphthong. And three vowel sounds together is called a triphthong. It refers to sounds, actual sounds, not spelling. I don't know exactly how many there is. I didn't look it up, but I'm going to put it here. So English has this many vowels, and Irish has this many vowels, I'm pretty sure, which is less. And most vowel sounds are actually monophthongs, which I said just there is a common mistake. Like with the sounds A and O, English speaking learners of Irish will use the sounds A and O a lot to try and get close to the Irish vowel sounds, when actually the vowel sounds that we find are monophthongs, as in they're one vowel sound rather than two. What is similar between English and Irish vowels is most of what we call short vowels in English are very similar to the vowels we call short vowels in Irish. So the I sound is basically the same as the Irish I sound. And last thing, in the middle of the chart of vowels is this symbol. And this type of vowel is known as a schwa. It's basically like a lazy vowel, a kind of middle of the road vowel, right? Very easy to make. And it's actually the most common sound in all of the English language, right? So you know exactly how to say this. It happens whenever any syllable is unstressed. I'll get into what that means in another video, but it's associated with the word comma. So when you say the word comma, if you really wanted to overpronounce it, you would say comma, but most of the time, instead of an you get this That's how schwa is pronounced, And any vowel letter in English can be pronounced as a schwa. Like, let's take the word certificate, right? So the stress is on the first syllable, sir. Or no, it's not. The stress is on the t, so certificate. And I could over pronounce every single vowel there, and I could say certificate, but it doesn't really sound natural. Usually what I'm going to do, because the sir, the fi, and the cat are unstressed, I'm just going to leave a schwa there so it's easier for me to pronounce. And I'll say certificate. And the schwa is important for talking about Irish, so that's why I wanted to get it out of the way and mention it. That's all I have to say about vowels. Just a little bit of linguistic information and some terms, so I don't have to explain them in other videos. Sin é, slán go fóill.